Hey everyone, Timmy here. I just finished building this cute drag and drop panda game in Rive for the Rive challenge on Contra. To be honest, I'm still learning this stuff, but I want to show you my process, mistakes that I made, and how beginners like me can give this a try. So let's get into it. So the first thing I did was design the panda. I wanted it simple, cute, Duolingo style. I created a few poses like eating, blinking, reacting to wrong food, even an explosion pose when it eats a bomb. And I kept everything separated in their own group so it's easier for me to animate. Next step was rigging the powder, basically preparing it so the animation looks more easier. This is the part that used to confuse me, but once I tried it a few times, it actually clicked. I make sure that I kept my rig simple. Main body bone I kept all the whole panda and a separated head bone, and I have a head bone here it's separated, and also the leg and the hand. This way it allows me to create a clean and smooth poses for the reactions, the blinking, and other poses that makes our panda interactive. If you are a beginner, don't stress about advanced ringing. Just stick with a clean group, simple bone, and make sure that your parts are separated. So this way it saves you a lot of time in animation mode. The next step was preparing the logic behind the interactivity, and this was the part that got me scared when I first started this project. And actually, it wasn't that bad. I used listeners to dictate the dragging, the dropping, and clicking. And I also used hitbox to detect if the food enters the panda's mouth. How I did that was I make sure that I have a track and detect box for each of my fruit. And if you guys can see my orange fruit, I have a detect and a track orange box. So I have same thing for every other fruit. And if we come to my head group, I have the hitbox. I have hitbox for the fruit destinations. How I did that in our state machine is if we come to the animations, if we come to our listeners, if you guys can see, I have detecting orange, which is if you look my right panel, you are going to see pointer down. I'm saying Rive should listen to this artboard and listen to my detect orange because that is the target that I am using here. I'm using the orange detect group. So I'm saying pointer down, and if you come here, when it's detecting, pointer is up. So what I'm trying to do here is when my pointer is up, detect it. But once my pointer is down, track my orange. Like then, once my pointer is down, which is once my pointer is down, track the orange. When pointer is moving, orange will be following our pointer because it's tracking while moving. So we have the destination hitbox here. So the destination hitbox is when the pointer is up, when I'm dragging it down, the pointer will be up, right? I already set in our timeline. So if you come to our timeline here, before I play the animation, so I just want to explain the process. So when I set this up, I come to my timeline and I make sure that everything has its own timeline, like orange track, orange detect, and what we have here is when it's detecting, our orange track should be 0 in scale and 0 in its final destination, and should be 100 when it's tracking because we want it to follow our mouse. I hope you guys understand this my little explanation. And these ones are our orange correct. When this happens, these are the reactions that's going to happen afterwards. So we have orange correct, so it's going to be correct when orange it its final destination. We set that up in state machine and we give that instruction to state machine and say if orange is correct, which is here. So if I play this now, you guys can see we are stuck in orange not correct because nothing is happening. But once click and start dragging and drop this to our destination, we have separate group for the reaction. And for the face track, how I did it was with a listener and a joystick. So, and with a timeline. In the timeline, what I did was if you come to my track here, you guys will see I have a timeline that goes from left to right, and I have the one that goes from up to down. So, what I did is I took these two timelines and created two joysticks. The ones that holds the up, which is the Y axis, and the one that holds the X axis. I set my move target to this target, which is the one that track the whole stuffs. And I use hitbox. We have a hitbox here that records the target move, which is our target right there. It's going to follow our hitbox because it's going to follow around inside this hitbox. So the next step was updating the scoreboard with data binding. I know data binding sounds advanced, but trust me, it's super cool and it's easy to understand. You just need to give it a try. And so what I did is I created a view model for our artboard, which is called Feed Frenzy view model. If you come to the data bind section, you guys will see I have num. Num is a number input that I created. After I created this num input, I connected it with our score, which is right there. Our score here. Okay, so you guys can see this is the num input. So I connected it with our score text here, and you guys can see that this is number and this is a text, right? So there is no way I can update a text with a number. So we need to convert this text to a number. So that is why we need a converter. And I created a converter. If you come to this data side, so if you come to this plus icon, you guys can see converter and you can see a lot of converters here. So what we did was we use a string converter. You guys can see convert to string. So we have to convert our text to string because in JavaScript or in Rive, you have to convert a string for you to be able to manipulate it in figures. So, and that is what I did to update this numerically. And how did I make it animate? I created more converters. I created plus 100 points, minus 100 points, and I use that in our state machine. So if you come to my listener here, I said if orange is correct when it hits the finite box, I set our number input to add a plus 100 point to our score. Add plus 100. The converters that I added here is an addition converter, and we also have subtraction converter that. So if I play this now, if I drag this, me minus 100, and it's not that complex, it's simple. So trust me, it wasn't smooth. My drag logic broke like 10 times. The panda bomb got counted as food, and even the blink at some point was unblinkable. In every mistake, I get to understand Rive more better. And as a beginner, don't be scared to try, test, break stuff, and try again. So this is how the games looks like now, and I'm happy with how much I've learned. And the crazy part is my entry even made it to the Rive Challenge, and is that not crazy, guys? So if you're a beginner, please try Rive. Start small, animate something simple, and add interactivities to it one by one. And before you know it, you are better faster than you think. Thanks for watching. If you want more behind the scene or want me to break down any part of this game, let me know in the comments. And yeah, more Pada Kiosk is coming. See you soon.